Shemaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu yaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru Amen. Amen.
We turn to page 24 and we rise for Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am ורוממנו מכל לשון וקידשנו במצוותיו ותיתן לנו אדוני אלוהינו באהבה את יום הזיכרון הזה יום תרועה מקרא קודש זכר ליציאת מצרים כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים ודברך אמת וקיים לעד. ברוך אתה אדוני מלך על כל הארץ מקדש ישראל ביום הזיכרון. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. L'chaim.
L'chaim. You may be seated. Is it grape juice?
It is. I think I'm a bat mitzvah girl.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, that's a question that Rachel asks every B mitzvah after they get to have kiddush. It's been a while since it's been a different answer, but we ought to change it up once in a while. Baruch atah Adonai, praised are you, our God, ruler of time and space, for granting us life, sustaining us, and bringing us to this moment. Shehachianu. I mean this in all seriousness. Do I really need to say anything else? Is there anything else that you need to hear tonight before you go home to eat dinner? Most likely, hopefully, God willing, with other people, something that for most of us last year, that was impossible. This year, as in every other year, we've been blowing the shofar every morning in the month of Elul, the month that led up to just now. And we do this to remind us of the sanctity of the approaching high holidays. And of course, we still need the reminder to be better, and that now is when we do that work. But did we need the other part of that reminder? Did we really need the reminder that the high holidays are upon us? You got tickets in the mail. And the ticket was not exclusively a password and a login to a virtual experience. The Machzor and publication pickup, which we had yesterday and today, was only for those making the choice to come remotely, as opposed to the three of us who were here last year. I'm speaking to you live. In case you didn't know, last year on Rosh Hashanah day 1 and day 2, they were pre-recorded. And I'm really nervous right now. I did not eat all day. And every moment yesterday and today that was not being occupied led to the bubbling up of anxiety and nerves. And these are butterflies that have not been around for over a year, and they're back. And they're back because we're back. I'm staring you in the face. The blessing. It's a blessing to stare you in the face, and I won't take that for granted. Last year, the only thing I was looking at were empty seats and a soundstage. Many of you are participating remotely, and that's a blessing. On Shabbat and moving forward, we will have tech gabbais. Who could have conjured up such a term, let alone imagine a reality that was religiously as well as communally necessary to have that? And I can keep going on and on and on, and I'm sure you have your own list of all the innumerable ways that we are living out that blessing that Rachel chanted. From the beginning of the new month of Rosh Chodesh Elul until the end of this holiday season in a month, twice a day we say Psalm 27, which has the psalmist asking really the haunting question, can I dwell in the house of Adonai? Our answer to that question is a resounding yes. Over the last 18 months, I've spent many, many days walking from my office to the kitchen, staring at this room that was soaked by light and empty seats. There were many times that I just sat with a longing for normalcy, a longing for these seats to be filled. We need to acknowledge that COVID is not over and this is not normal, but we're a lot closer. And we cannot allow our overwhelming joy to overshadow the losses and the empty seats that will never again be filled. And I want those of us who are filling out this house of Adonai to live with purpose by seeking meaning, flesh out this building and its community with the awareness that your presence is a gift and Rodfei Tzedek is a gift. As I wrote in your guide to Rodfei Tzedek, which you either picked up or is on your seat, I've had a New Yorker cartoon on my desk all summer. And the cartoon has two people sitting together with one staring at their phone and the other hovering over the couch, staring off into the distance. And the text to the cartoon says, I cannot wait to forget everything I have learned about myself in quarantine. All of us have spent a lot of time, hopefully, reflecting and tending to the parts of ourselves that have been neglected and gone dormant. And the additional time that COVID has given us allowed us to think about those pieces of ourselves. But one way that we truly live and warrant living in this house of Adonai, and the awareness as well as the blessing of that Shehachianu blessing, the beauty of that blessing is living with purpose. It may be the easiest thing that the high holidays are asking us, but we routinely fail. But I hope we don't fail at that this year. There's much that we need to hear in the shofar blast tomorrow and on Wednesday. But this year, one thing must be that we will cherish our lives and the lives of those around us with renewed vigor and revived spirit. I ask that before we say Aleinu, that we turn, if your Machzor is closed, back to page 24 and we say the Shehachianu again. Because before we said it, which at a time we would be saying it any other Rosh Hashanah. But this is a different Rosh Hashanah, so it warrants another Shehachianu blessing. So please rise. Yeah, Rachel, it'd be best if you sang it.
Let's sing it together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehechianu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu, lazman hazeh.
We remain standing for Aleinu on page 25.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. כי המלכות שלך היא, ולעולמי עד תמלוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך. אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
You may be seated. Today, we remember Erwin Esser Berman, Sarah L. Bazark, Abraham Kasseloff, William Cody, Edith Goodman, Florence Hirschman, Genevieve W. Lazarus, and Anna Sloan. May their memory continue to impact our lives. All those observing a yahrzeit or saying Kaddish, the mourner's Kaddish is on page 26. Yitgadal v'yikadash shemei Rabbah, b'amla divrach hiruteh, b'amlich malchuteh, b'chayechon uv'yimechon uv'chay dechol beit Yisrael, b'agala uzman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach leolam olmei olmai. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitonan v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei dekudsha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata b'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran v'amala v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'rumav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Shana tova.
Shana tova.
All right. We're here.
So good.
So far, so good. You know, one of the things that I didn't say in there because I didn't anticipate, but one of the things that's a real blessing of this year is in case I get carried away and start singing a little bit too loud, at least there are other voices that the cameras will pick up. So I hope, and I'm sorry that I have to those who are participating at home, to speak only to those who are here. You can chat. Keep that matzo ball soup on ice for just a minute longer and say hello to people you haven't seen probably in a really long time. And even if you've seen people recently, say hello. This is new. We have to remember how to do those things. But it's such a blessing to be here. It's such a blessing to be in community, and especially this one. We'll do it again tomorrow, starting at 8:45. Chuck Bernstein will be back at his post. Minyan Katan will be outside under the tent at 9:30. Na'aseh V'Nishma will be upstairs in the chapel at 10, as well as outside at Akiba. You can daven, watch, schmooze with the screen showing everything that's happening inside the chapel. And then at 5 o'clock, we will, right? Okay. We will gather in the usual spot by the overpass, whatever, 50th, is that 50th Beach? Check your, for Tashlich. Sometimes I say the wrong side, but you know where it is. And we will do it again the next day.
And if it's raining?
If it's raining.
It's not a trick question.
Okay. If it's raining, I didn't know. It could be raining at 2 different times. If it's raining tomorrow for Minyan Katan, there will be a link to do it on Zoom. Although there is a tent. Let's see how rugged you are. But if it's raining for Tashlich, we will push it to the second day of Rosh Hashanah, which is Wednesday. But we will notify you if any of those things happen.
Thank you. I wanted to just mention, FYI, that those of us on the Bima, if we take our masks off, you should know that we are testing regularly. So that might be helpful for you to know. And also after Na'aseh V'Nishma tomorrow, back in here, the rabbi will be giving his sermon. And Jonathan Miller, of course, will be here with the choir. So that's always a treat. So we hope to see you here, outside, on Zoom, wherever you like. We will conclude our service first on page 27, as we'll chant an excerpt from Psalm 27, as David mentioned, the bold in the Hebrew and on the left-hand side in the red in transliteration. One thing I ask of Adonai, this I seek, to dwell in the house of Adonai all the days of my life, to behold Adonai's beauty and visit in God's sanctuary. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, ota avakesh. Achat sha'alti me'et Adonai, ota avakesh. Shivti beveit Adonai kol yemei chayai, lachazot benoam Adonai, ulevaker behechalo. Lachazot benoam Adonai, ulevaker behechalo. Nai, 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 nai. Nine, 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 nine. 99999. We turn to page 28 for Yigdal in the special melody for the Yamim Noraim, for the high holidays. Yigdal Elohim chai ve'yishtabach, nimtza ve'enet el metziuto, echad ve'en yachid ke'ichudo, ne'elam ve'gam ein sof le'achduto, ein lo demut haguf ve'eino guf, lo na'aroch elav kedushato, kadmon lechol davar asher nivra, rishon ve'en reshit, לראשיתו, הינו אדון עולם וכל נוצר, יורה גדולתו ומלכותו, שפע נבואתו נתנו אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו, לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד, נביא ומביט את אמונתו, תורת אמת נתן לעמו על יד נביאו, נאמן ביתו, לא יחביב האל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולמים לזולתו, צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו, גומל לאיש חסד כמפעלו, נותן לרשע רע כרישתו, ישלח לקץ ימין משיחנו, לפדות מחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו, מתים יחיה אל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיין שם תהילתו.
Shana Tova. See you tomorrow.
שנה טובה, תיקתבו וחטאתנו. שנה טובה.